Okay, so I say it's cheating, but it's not cheating. It's a strategy that I use for the Mythic Rift, I should say, sorry, Mythic Rift. So it's not cheating, but I felt like I cheated. I'm feeling a little guilty. Let's get to the video. Hi guys, I'm Gravy here, and this is a KnightHood video. In this video, I'm gonna go over what I just did in the Mythic Rift. However, also, there are a couple of comments from you guys, the viewers. So here we go, Jakob Bleka. Great video. I was looking for tips for this game, but it looked like most of the people who were doing content disappeared 2 years ago, and he was saying like, hey, he had just started it. So thank you for that. I really appreciate it on the beginner's tips and tricks. But then actually this came from Yefe Batach. I am so sorry for slaughtering your name. I'm sure I said it wrong. I apologize. I suck. What did you do to get your character that strong? Need some tips because I feel like giving up, but I know the game is grindy. The game can be grindy, but one thing I will say about this is that there's a couple things. One, I did do the like $10 a month for like the gems thing, and the gems are a pretty like useful resource in terms of like things you can get to push your character forward. But if not, finishing the daily mission and getting those gems is a big deal. There's a lot of PvE content in this game, and I will say this, versus the other game I play, which is DC Legends. I'm like 5 years deep into that game. That game, once you're done with PvE, is very, very PvP. You're playing against other characters or other players. You're building up teams and things around the characters themselves, so you can go into PvP because you have a bunch of different PvP stuff to deal with. However, when it comes down to Knighthood, to me, it seems much more PvE-centric, like old school games where you're just playing against computer content. They have a PvP section, and even the Guild Wars, which just ended, has a PvP component, but for this game, I feel like it's much more PvE-centric. So they have a lot of PvE stuff, so it can feel grindy. However, at the same time, your goal, to me, is more about getting through the PvE content that they provided you with, and maybe they'll improve the PvP system at certain points. The PvP system, to me, isn't really appealing. Like, I do it to get through the daily stuff, but when I run out of PvP energy, which I've never done to this point, actually, a year and a half into this game, year and a half into this game, I've never run out of PvP energy. You know why? Because I just don't play it. It's not that much fun to me. Like, it's okay, but I'd rather do the PvE content in this game. So I'm going to go into the video now. I'll go into the rest of the video. I'm going to show you my Guild Wars stuff. I'm going to show you the Mythic Rift stuff. And as I go through it, I'm going to try to give you the tips that I did. Also, check out the beginner's guide. As you saw the other video, the beginner's tips and tricks. Check out that video as well. But then I'm also going to try to give you some tips and tricks here. So let's get back to the video. All right, so first off, we just finished Guild Wars. And so I'm going to go ahead and collect all the Guild Wars stuff. And I will say this, one thing about Guild Wars that kind of surprised me is that I'm a part of an alliance or a part of a clan. I don't even know what guild war. Duh. I'm part of a guild that doesn't have a lot of strong and active members, I think. And I'm actually thinking about whether or not I should join a different guild. But in this guild, we basically, I think it's just me and one other dude. Yeah, we finished first. We dominated the whole thing because I think it's part of guilds where there aren't so many active players. And so we were able to dominate that entire map. We owned everything. So didn't know if I should go and join another guild or not, but it was an awesome place for resources. Ooh, let me move this over before I do something stupid. It was an awesome place for resources. And so I loved having it. I got so many legendary shards that I was able to exchange in the hero shop. When I say so many, I'm talking like 5,000-ish, like somewhere up there. It was a lot of shards. I was able to get a lot of shards, a lot of fragments for other heroes. It was amazing. So I did like that. Let's go ahead and get this arena position out of the way. Yay, 20. I'm still hovering around like some lower levels in PvP because, like I said earlier, I'm not really putting that much effort into it. I'm still enjoying going through the PvP content or the PvE content. Now, going to the Mythic Rift. Now, one of the things that and I'll go ahead and go into it, when we go into my night, charms to me have become even more important. They become more and more, they become increasingly important, right? And I'm just gonna use the body as an example. So, and this is something that I said before, someone came back on me and I tried to like open up that conversation, but he never replied again, so I don't know. But when it came down to the armor, I'm using the health charms over the armor charms because there are plenty of enemies that can hit under armor, but if health is there, health is health. So any extra armor, yay. But I like to have a whole bunch of health in case I run into those, those little cult things that have like the needles. I hate them. They hit under armor. A lot of the golem archers, they hit under armor. So I want to have as much health as possible. That's one of the things that I do, like one of the tips I would give. This also, I have the legendary ones, so that helps me like, so basically when it comes down to it, with the charms, give you the health one, and I'll give you another example on one of the weapons, and not to go too deep into it, but the way that I built out, let's just go with the hammer right here, right? So the way that I built out the hammer, I have a specific goal in mind with how I'm going to build it. As you can see here, crit chance on chain attacks, crit chance on chain attacks, 40% per, plus 80% on a chain attack. Plus 80% damage, crit damage on the chain attacks. And now you see here how, as this pulsates, the stun chance on the ultimate attack, 50% if I put the unique charm in there. I'm waiting to put the unique charm in because I need to get more of, I think it's called the spanner. I need to get more spanners so that I'm able to remove this legendary charm. Why do I want to remove this legendary charm? I don't want to just replace this charm and then have it destroyed. I want to remove it because I'm using these legendary charms in Dwarven Foundry. I'm combining them so that way I can build up stronger charms. See what I'm saying? So it is kind of interconnected, and that is how I build up the strength of like my weapons and my armor. And that can be the grinding part, but now I'm kind of liking the fine tuning and trying to find these other pieces to plop them in to make my knight stronger. Now, as you see here, Mythic Rift. This will be, expert difficulty unlocked. So I got sick of going into PvP and seeing a bunch of minions that I had never seen before, and I was like, where are they coming from? And then I realized that I was going through the Mythic Rift, and I'm going to enter on expert mode, but I'll show you what I did in a second. Because once you enter, this will be your locked-in difficulty for the week. So I need to make sure I'm on expert. Now, what I did, the threat level starts at 280. I didn't know that. What I did through the Mythic Rift is, and you'll see here, I can even hit the realms, all right? So all of them are locked, but hopefully I can show you the example. As I go through the Mythic Rift, what I tried to do in order to get to the expert level is I went through the shortest and quickest path to get to the boss. For all things in the realm, I did not touch anything else. I didn't mess with anything else. I did everything I could just to get to the boss and then the exit. Then I went to the next realm, 2, 3, 4, did the same thing. I even tried to avoid those gems where they have you choose which one do you want. Do you want to have the gold or do you want to have, what's the other one? The arena points or whatever. I just avoided those as well. I went straight to realm 7 as fast as I possibly could. And then after I did that straight line, and I managed my threat level because as the threat goes up, the enemies get harder. Coming back down, I went through 7 and hit all of the ones, well, I think all but one, all of the ones that I hadn't done yet to increase my threat level. Then I went to 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, why did I do it that way? Because as you go up, the enemies get stronger, as well as the threat level increases, making it harder to kill them. So once I hit that top end, and I was at like 150 or 180 or whatever, I think it was, no, it was like around 215, 220 or something like that. Now I go back down because the threat level goes back up, but those enemies that I'm fighting aren't as strong as the ones from Realm 7. So by the time I got down to Realm 1 and I was at like 270, 275, No, I was like at 260, 265. I went ahead and did a couple more battles there against enemies that aren't going to be nearly strong enough to do any damage against me. So then I went ahead and I got up to 275. And then, remember those gym things I told you about, like the choices they make you do? It's this thing here that I can just show you. This thing here, where they make you choose, like if you want this or that. One of the things they choose is, do you want to raise your threat level up by 10 or do you want to reduce it by 10? I avoided all of those until the end when I was at 275 and I had 3 of those threat level things there. I took them at that point to increase my threat level, went to 305. Yay, unlocked expert. So, truth be told, it felt like I was cheating when I was doing that, but I was like, I don't see how in the world I'm supposed to beat these things in Realm 7 at threat level 300, given where my knight is currently. So that is what I actually did to get through the Mythic Rift, and now I'm at the expert level, so I'm going to go ahead and attack this, and hopefully be able to finish through Realm 7. So, big tip. I hope that tip helped you guys out. If anything is unclear, please let me know. Hit me up in the comment section below. Hopefully those tips as well to make your knight stronger, kind of focusing in on, and honestly, truth be told, and this was for the Mythic, and one other bit of advice I could give is that on the weapons themselves, I picked one weapon to focus on completely, and now you can see here it's dispersed now, but at the very beginning I picked like 1 or 2, and I did it evenly, like over, but the regret that I had in the very, very beginning was I distributed the resources a little bit too much. I should have sat there and focused on 1 or 2 weapons, and then as you go up, don't focus on these common in terms of like putting resources into them. Don't focus on these rares. Wait for your legendaries and your uniques, and then when you finally get to the Mythic Rift and you get these like mythic weapons, everything goes into mythic because you can change them. You can change their affinity matchups. You can change what they're strong against. So all of the resources then went into that. So hold on to your charms, but build them up in the Dwarven Foundry. Hold on to some of your equipment, but also build them up in the Dwarven Foundry. And then once you're done with once you get one of the mythic weapons or the mythic armor, then take the armor and the equipment, like the armor and the weapons, and use those to help boost up your mythic weapons and then go into the Mythic Rift. So that, hopefully that gives you some good advice. I hope you guys liked it. Let me know if you have any other questions about knighthood. I can go ahead and get to those. And if I did not answer that question properly, come back and be like, yeah, okay, I kind of get what you mean, but I still have a question about this. Let me know. Thank you guys for watching. I drop knighthood videos every Thursday. So please like, please subscribe. If you don't like it, subscribe and a dislike. I'm okay with that as well. Buy me a coffee. Help support the channel. See you guys next time.